Okay, if you'll have a seat right here. Thank you.
Come down to Classic 13, where good tattoos aren't cheap and cheap tattoos ain't good.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Hi, I'm Cameron Minton with Minton Home Center. Minton Home Center has been in business for over 40 years. We are a true turnkey dealership. We can help you meet your needs from financing with zero down, selecting the right home for your family, and help with your land purchase. We have a full development crew that will complete all of your land preparation. We will make your home purchase experience fun and easy.
Providing quality in-home care. We help our patients with light housekeeping, planning meals, bathing, grooming. We offer companionship, reminders of medication, transportation, and errands. Please call us. Let our family take care of yours. Call Caring Hands at 256-281-3100.
Second Chance, serving Calhoun, Cleburne, Etowah, and Talladega counties. Second Chance provides safe shelter and supportive services for domestic and dating violence victims and offers educational outreach to residents of the communities served, empowering victims in their recovery and the public towards intervention in these crimes. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, please have them call and see if we can help. Thank you.
Since 2002, Advantage Tire and Alignment has been the place to call when your car won't go. They specialize in new tires, used tires, and wheels. In addition, they also provide alignment services and vehicle repair like brakes, rotors, struts, shocks, and alternators. It is their goal to provide quick, convenient, and friendly service. If you want the advantage, go to Advantage Tire and Alignment, where the customer always has the advantage.
I'm Dudley Miller and my wife Val, and this is the staff at Cremation Services. Together, we have over 100 years experience in funeral service. To me, career longevity is an indication of a person's ability to extend grace and compassion and deal with the family in an honest, trustworthy, and decent manner. We ask that you consider us at Cremation Services of East Alabama in your time of loss.
At Oxford Dental Care, they believe in the importance of a healthy, beautiful smile. The staff takes great pride in the treatments they provide and the healthy smiles that they create. Their patients can take advantage of comprehensive dental care that's customized for their individual needs and desires. They provide general, cosmetic, and pediatric dentistry, emergency dental care, teeth whitening, implants, and veneers. Contact their Oxford office at 256-831-3432 or visit the website at oxforddentalcare.net if you have any questions or would like to schedule an appointment. Friendly staff, excellent service, beautiful smiles. A team you can rely on, Oxford Dental Care.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you. We'll find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
In the heart of your community, Coosa Valley Technologies brings you the future of high-speed internet. Having connection issues? Simply reach out to us, your neighbors, and experience exceptional customer service. Our local customer support experts guide you through the process with a personalized touch. Our skilled technicians install top-notch equipment for the most reliable connection. From community to your home, Coosa Valley Technologies, where local care meets global connectivity. Visit us online or call now to join the Coosa Valley Technologies family.
First Bank of Alabama is celebrating 175 years of excellence, excellence in banking. Since 1848, we've been growing our product and growing our banking services in East Central Alabama. You can find us making sure that we are bettering our community to the best of our ability. First Bank of Alabama is where you are first.
Member FDIC.
Palto Solutions is a licensed and insured home builder located in Lincoln, Alabama. We specialize in roofing, sheetrock, painting, remodeling, and new home construction. Check us out on Facebook or call us for a free estimate. Or look us up on the web at paltosolutions.com.
Chandler Tyree.
And this is Austin Campbell.
Austin, you deliver the mail?
More like packages.
For the whole package, tune in on Friday nights at 10 p.m. After all Friday night's football action, we will deliver.
I want to thank God first, because if it weren't for Him, I wouldn't be doing this. If you need your windows cleaned, please give Michael a call at Michael's Window Wash. Michael would love to have your business. Michael would love to come and clean your windows. 256-239-4348 if you need your windows cleaned.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Hello, I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
Breast cancer. Those two words can change everything. Never Surrender is a local nonprofit that is dedicated to promoting the early detection of breast cancer by providing free mammograms to people that live in Etowah or Calhoun County, as well as providing financial or emotional support to anyone fighting breast cancer. If you or anyone you know needs a mammogram or support from Never Surrender, please call 211. You can also find us on Facebook and at www.neversurrenderbftc.org.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden, or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Serving Calhoun County in the state of Alabama since 1994, offering some of the most competitive interest rates in the mortgage industry, along with a wide variety of mortgage products. We are with you throughout the home buying process, offering you service before and after the close. Fast, reliable, local. Visit us today or apply online at our website, jacksonmortgageco.com.
And you remember, if you need a home loan, call my daddy.
Hey, well.
Here we go! Here we go, Wildcats! 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 Here we go! Go Wildcats! Number one!
All right, welcome to the Coaches Show presented by Team One Chevy of Gadsden. You saw it right there. The White Plains Wildcats cheerleaders, they've been waiting for a while, so we're going to send it back to them, give them another opportunity to do one more cheer for us tonight. These are my people. I know them, taught a lot of them. White Plains, take it away.
R-O-A-R, roar, cats roar!
I said, we are here for the Coaches Show Week 3. You see, we've got a new addition to the show. We showed you the Buckethead cam during the winning drive. We got Buckethead back with us again. Buckethead, how you doing?
Let me ask you something, Coach. Hearing your cheerleaders cheer, did that want to get you back in the game?
No, my heart's feeling better right now, but I do miss them. See you, ladies. Thank y'all. But I did see a lot of those girls grow up the last 4 years, so proud of them. Thankful for them and Coach Buchanan for coming in. You're welcome. Thank you for coming in. I got my main man, the delivery man, Austin Campbell. Austin, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Excited to be here.
A lot of good games, man. A lot of good games. We got a lot of highlights. But the one thing that I'm excited about tonight, and I think we might already have the footage. Can we go ahead? Do we have Friday Night Bites ready yet? Friday Night Bites is presented by Run's Good Barbecue in Alexandria. But tonight, I was out at the Weaver Bearcats, who played a great game, came up a little short. We'll get that in a second. And we had Friday Night Bites, and they introduced a new burger tonight, and we were there for it.
And, Coach, you had that all over your face.
I had it all over my face. I might still have it on my face.
You ate that burger like I'm going to eat them ribs. You know, you eat that burger. I mean, if you ain't got it, the cheese was running down the side of the lip, the barbecue sauce, whatever sauce was on, special sauce was on it, was all over.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about it. It's called the Culture. What was it called?
The Culture Change? Or?
Culture something.
He's going to tell us what it is.
Unbelievable. He's going to tell us. It was an awesome night, awesome people. I was pumped about it. Let's look for it right here on Friday Night Bites. All right.
Go.
Chandler Tyree here with TV24 Primetime Sports. I'm here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Introduce yourself real quick.
Yes, sir. I'm Amanda, and I am the transfer from Weaver Quarterback Club for the high school. I am Rose, and I am the vice president of the Quarterback Club. We have long reputations here for the football.
All right, and this is the Long Bear Junior Program. Yes, tell us a little bit about the Weaver.
Okay, so this is the Culture Flip Burger. We just unveiled this today, all right? So this burger right here is a mixture of a patty, barbecue, chopped barbecue, cheese, as well as barbecue sauce and jalapenos on it, all right? It is called the Culture Flip Burger because, you know, sometimes we've had a rough go with sports here at Weaver over the last 3 to 4 years, all right? And some people look at small towns and small schools and say, you know what? We just don't see it. But this community, this team, our new coaches, they all see it. And this burger is a testament of what the Weaver community is going through right now. This is a culture flip and probably one of the best burgers you'll ever do on the table. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Look at that. Hey, show them that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, man. That's Weaver right there. That's what, hey, Valley Dog. Balls in your court, Valley Dog.
Everybody on 3, go Bearcats. 1, 2, 3, go! I don't know if you heard him or not, but he said, Valley Dogs, the ball's in your court. We had a challenge issued right there. Hey, I'm telling y'all, though, an unbelievable burger. Melted cheese, jalapenos, chopped up barbecue sauce, and like a regular patty up underneath. An unbelievable. It needs to be a mainstay. I think we've got some scores ready. Let's get into. What do you think? You want to get into some scores?
Yeah, let's get into it, but let's not brush over the fact that this is the 4th week you ain't brought me nothing back in the studio to eat on.
Sorry about that. All right, you see the number 10 team in 6A, the Oxford Yellow Jackets, beat Huffman 52-0 in a game that was never really
Steamroll
close.
Fest over there on Highway 78.
No doubt about it. Oxford starts out 2-0 in the region. A high-scoring turned into a basketball game at Gadsden City. The Titans won 63-41 over Fort Payne. Both of those schools have been putting up a lot of points. Fort Payne puts up a lot of points again, but just not enough against the Gadsden City
Titans.
Titans.
Games like that, high-scoring games, we've been a part of. I mean, when both offenses are hot, it's all about that defense. Who's going to step up first? It looks like Gadsden City's did.
No doubt about it. Going to the next score, the Pell City Panthers gets the first win in the Rush Probst era, 24-16 over a previously undefeated Center Point team.
Yeah, that's a big win. I mean, just with Rush Probst getting his first win at Pell City and all the history they've had recently with losing teams and all that, and they were getting that thing rolling in the right direction all year so far. It's finally able to say they got a W in a win column.
I might have to see if I can get my boy Stephen Cruz into the Breakfast Club tomorrow morning. Lincoln comes back, was getting beat by Alexandria the whole entire ball game. It looked like Alexandria was going to be able to pull off the upset against the Lincoln Golden Bears, but Lincoln comes back and wins 24-17.
Springville goes to Southside Gaston in another high-scoring game, 35-21. Southside holds off Springville.
Springville, we saw them come. They've had a tough stretch since that first game. They had to play Leeds, they had to play Baltimore Jordan, and now Southside, a team that's got that run game really going and playing really good
that defense too. I mean, dude, that's 21 points. That's the most they've given up all year.
No doubt about it. All right, Central Clay County, I told y'all it wasn't going to be close in the pregame. They went to Elmore County, which has, in the past, has been a pretty tough place to play.
Yeah.
A disaster for us your senior year.
Let's not talk
48-6, though, Central Clay County domination. Let's don't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. 48-6, that's dominance that was expected right there.
Right, no doubt about it. Sylacauga still winless. They lose to Valley. Valley's got some really good players. 34-10. Cameron Dooley, the quarterback for the Valley Rams, a really good player, and they are victorious tonight, 34-10.
Yeah, Valley's a good team, but I mean, Sylacauga's going to play good teams all year. They're not going to have any favors on that schedule.
No doubt about it. Going to a man that we're about to have in studio with us, Coach Michael Easley. The Mumford Lions are victorious over the Talladega Tigers, 47-16 tonight. We have video from that. Do we have highlights ready for that? Let's go to the highlights. Looking right here, you see the Talladega Tigers there. You see the Mumford Lions there. See the Mumford Lions band right there going. Probably a packed house tonight. Mumford shows up every time that they play. It's always a good atmosphere.
It don't matter the record. It don't matter the fans. The community shows up for their school.
Right there, you see a broken up pass, almost a pick right there.
No flag. Receivers asking for a flag there, but that's both players going up for a ball.
You always beg for flags.
No. I'm coming down with that ball.
Don't give me that.
But when you got two players going for the ball, I mean, let the players play. I'm cool with flag standing.
This man right here, Tank Edmondson, is one of the best backs in the area. Ran for 258 yards tonight, I believe, 3 touchdowns, and didn't play after the third quarter. So Tank Edmondson, a bowling ball, runs fast.
Yeah, a guy that's not going to go down. A guy that's not going to go down with just a simple arm tackle. You're going to have to bring it.
It was Mumford early and often in this game. I think Talladega scored early, but you see the final there, 47-16. Going to the next score, Boaz comes to Cleveland County and wins 35-21.
Yeah, Boaz coming to Cleveland County, and Cleveland County's been on the right track, but they fall behind this week. That's fine. They still got their whole season ahead of them. Boaz comes out victorious over Cleveland County. Hanley goes to White Plains and does what we were all kind of expecting. I mean, Hanley is one of the best teams in 4A, and they've proven that. They've played a very tough schedule so far, and they remain undefeated as they go to White Plains and get a big win, 41-0. The number 10, the TV24 Coaches Show Game of the Week right here. Number 10, Anniston goes to number 7, Jacksonville, and it was a tight game at first, but Jacksonville pulls away in the end. 52-24, Jacksonville pulls away. Number 8, Aniana. This was a big game right here too. Cherokee County is probably one of their first tests this year. 49-21, they get the W over Aniana. Fultondale goes to Etowah. Etowah takes a big loss right here, 48-9. Piedmont gets on a winning track this week with a 24-13 win over Plainview. Dadeville goes to Sachs and wins big, 56-14. Beulah travels to Welborn, and Welborn gets back on a winning track after having a bye week. They dominate 60-34. And we have in studio now Coach Michael Easley of the Munford Lions and a couple players here. We're going to kick it over there to Coach Chandler Tyree. And congrats on a win right there, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, you can see I am joined here by Coach Michael Easley. Coach, tell me the two guys that you got with you tonight.
Yeah, I brought a couple of seniors with me tonight. Number 76 right here, Manny Strickland, starts on the offensive line for us. Number 30, Wade Presley, he's a kickoff specialist for us, plays some receiver. So,
Coach, so I went and saw, started the year out with two really tough opponents. I went and saw Childersburg at Weaver tonight, so I saw what they're capable of. I thought that their quarterback's one of the better players in our area, and a lot of people don't know about him, but he's one of the better players. Then you had to go to Anniston, who is always tough to play at their place, still has a ton of athletes, but you were able to get on the winning side tonight. You got a running back that everybody, if they don't know about him, I think they will. Tank Edmondson has been running the ball really hard. Just tell us a little bit about your team and about the win tonight.
Well, our kids, we've played hard for 2 games. We ran up against a much improved Childersburg team that really gave us some fits, and still we had a chance to win the ball game. And we made some mistakes, that we wish we could have back, but give credit to Childersburg for winning the game that night. And of course, went to Anderson last week with the skill players they have and the talent they have. They got us in open field a couple times and broke some big plays, and it just tough matchup. But our kids played hard.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize when I showed up at that game, it was 22-8 at halftime. Tank broke a long run, and I think if y'all were able to punch it in right there and make it a one-score ball game, it might be a different ball game. Momentum's a big thing in high school football.
It's about to be 22-14.
Yeah, it's about to be 22-14. That's about to be a huge swing of momentum into y'all's favor. And so, when people see that final, they think, well, Munford, but it was a close ball game. It got out of hand late. But the thing about high school football, I've been talking to a bunch of people, you don't want to peak too early. You don't want to not peak at all, but if you can peak at the right time, especially with a region play, and get hot at the right time, which y'all are very capable of doing, you can still make the playoffs and still make a run. So talking about that going forward, what are some games in the future that you're looking at that are must-wins for the Munford Lions?
Well, you go back to the last season, and you go through this stretch right here where we started playing pretty good. And this was, we felt like last year we kind of peaked around week 6, and we had a few injuries that week and right after that, but we felt like probably from this week on, from week 2 and 3 on through 6, we were really playing our best ball last year. So, and it's big. You're right in the middle of your region schedule, and that's the biggest thing. We talked about it in the locker room tonight. Tonight was just the first step. You got it. Generally, it's going to take about 3 wins to lock up a playoff spot. Anything after that, you're playing for seeding.
Yes, sir.
So, we're hopefully tonight was step 1 of a couple more steps that we need to get in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. And you don't want any excuses. Your players don't want any excuses. But I've been in the same region with you for the last 4 years. I know how good of a player Sylvester Smith was.
Oh, yeah.
And to see he's gone. You don't just replace a guy like that. So it's going to take some time to see who's going to be the guys that step up. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to peak too early.
That's right.
And it don't matter what you do early. People want to win every ball game. But if you're peaking and you're playing well at the right time, which I know y'all will, I've seen you. I'm glad that I get to stand here and talk to you and not try to defend you anymore because that's not very fun. But thank a lot of you. And I know this is something that you would like to talk about, knowing you and knowing where you stand. Sylvester Smith gets baptized the other night. Coach Freeze hops in the water with him. Just looking and seeing that, tell me what that meant to you.
Well, that's a win. As a coach, you win on the scoreboard on Friday nights or you lose, but a lot of times this, we don't know whether we win or lose games or winning and losing until these kids graduate and hit the real world. And I woke up Wednesday morning, best news I've had all week long. And I texted him immediately and I said, hey, because we had about a 40-minute conversation right before he went to that night, and he didn't tell me. So my first text was, hey, love seeing this. Why didn't you tell me this? He said, Coach, it wasn't planned. And he said, I just felt God move in me. And I told him, I said, I'm proud of you. But that made my day. That made my week. We could have went out there and lost tonight. Some people's not going to like that, but we could have went out there and lost tonight. My week was made seeing that and seeing a former player make that kind of decision in his life, and that's what it's all about.
It's way bigger than football, and it's always got to be bigger than football. And I know, but saying that, I talked to you this past week a little bit, and I know you're a guy that beats yourself up, and you hate to lose, which all of us are like that. but seeing that I knew had to mean something. Like I had a parent send me something of one of my former kids at White Plains singing in like their praise band at church, and that meant a ton to me. So I know you and where you stand. That meant a lot to you. But Coach, I want to wish you luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And I know still got to keep getting better, but you took that first step, like you said tonight. You got some games that are probably circled on your schedule that are games that you got to win to try to get back in the playoffs.
That's right.
And so I want to wish you luck. Good luck, guys. And we appreciate y'all coming in. Go Lions, go Big Red, and thanks for everything, Coach.
Thank you.
Good
Appreciate
luck.
you having us.
No problem. Hey, we'll be right back. We're going to send it to a break. When we come back, we'll have more scores and more highlights. I'm Chandler Tyree.
And this is Austin Campbell.
Austin, you deliver the mail?
More like packages.
For the whole package, tune in on Friday nights at 10 p.m. After all Friday night's football action, we will deliver.
I want to thank God first, because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. If you need your windows cleaned, please give Michael a call at Michael's Window Washer. Michael would love to have your business. Michael would love to come and clean your windows. 256-239-4348 if you need your windows cleaned.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston. I've got my co-host Austin Campbell, and then you also see we've got the Dawson Strickland, the Smoke Strickland cam with us. We are on the phone with the voice of the Tigers, the Cleveland County Tigers on the radio. CJ Boyd also is an assistant principal for the Cleveland County Tigers. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. Thanks for having me on tonight.
No problem. Hey, listen, I got a couple of questions for you, but I want to start with how is it different being in the box, calling the game instead of coaching? Because you coached a long time before you went into administration.
I did. I coached for about 15 years before I got into administration, and it's definitely different. Being up in the box, I love calling the game. It kind of keeps me plugged in and stuff like that. But man, it's different. It's just. The X's and O's don't change, but you kind of get the atmosphere. You just kind of get at it. I miss being with the guys. Being in the box. That's the big thing that I miss, is being with the guys every night. But man, it's just different. But I enjoy doing what I'm doing now.
So the game didn't go the way y'all wanted to, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But how was the atmosphere with the new lights and everything going on at Ellie Bell Field tonight?
Yeah, hey, Chandler, I tell you what, our atmosphere is second to none. I was impressed. There's been a lot of hype about the lights that we put up, And we already had a beautiful field. We did the turf a couple years ago, and I really think we've got one of the prettiest stadiums around. But then you add the lights on top of it, and you thought you were at Bryant-Denny Stadium tonight with all the lights going off. Luckily, we scored several times, so the light show went off several times. It was a great atmosphere. We had a packed-out stadium tonight. We had our student section. They call themselves the Barstool student section, so they were ramped up, ready to go. It was just a great night, and all the way around. Boaz has got a great team. They brought a big crowd, so it was really a great atmosphere. The light, like I said, the light show was incredible.
Hey, CJ, this is Austin here. Losing the game and everything is one thing, but I'm wondering what kind of takeaways you find from a coaching perspective that Cleveland County can take away from tonight, even in a loss.
Absolutely, Austin. You're spot on. There's a ton of takeaways you look at in this game right here. The score kind of got a little lopsided there at the end because we had an opportunity. We were actually driving and got down to about the 20-yard line, about to tie the game up, right there in the fourth quarter. We got turned over on downs, and then we threw an interception. But we had an opportunity. There's a lot of takeaways. Our kids played their tails off tonight, and we were very proud of what they did. Boaz is a great team, and we knew that coming in. They're a bigger school than us, but it's a great opportunity for us to kind of play up a classification and to play against a good competition right there. So there's a bunch of takeaways. Go back and they can watch this game film and see the good and the bad. I think when they look at the film, they're going to see some good things tonight, though. Our kids, they really play hard, and they play with a lot of heart and enthusiasm. And when adversity hits, man, our kids just keep playing hard. So we can't, I can't brag on them enough. So I think this is a great opportunity and a great turning point for our program. We got a long road ahead of us. Next we got Mumford coming to town. Then we got Reeltown, and we're playing for homecoming. But then we hit that gauntlet, guys. We run through Handley, Anniston, Jacksonville, and then we wrap up our season with Welborn. So we've got a tough schedule ahead of us, and we're up for the challenge, but it's a lot. It's going to be tough sled, that's for sure.
Yeah, we will be there for the Cleveland County White Plains game, which may end up being a big game when it comes to region implications, and so we're excited to see that atmosphere. I know everything about what they're going to do. Joby Burns, all of his teams are always going to play hard. But I want to say this, what y'all are doing with this radio and building school spirit and everything y'all are doing at Cleveland County is second to none right now. So I want to say kudos to y'all and great job on that.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. It's just something that kind of got laid in my lap, and it keeps me involved, and that's what I really love. When I took the principal job at the middle school, this kind of changed gears for me, but this was really an opportunity for me to stay involved and stay in the Friday night activities. We do this thing on Thursday nights, this coaches show, where our community comes out and we play bingo and stuff like that at the Sweet Southern Market. So, the community's bought into it. So we like to have fun with it, and hopefully it'll just keep growing.
No doubt about it. It's awesome, and from the outside looking in, I want to say great job, and we appreciate you coming on with us tonight.
Hey, to God be the glory, my friend. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate you guys.
All right, have a great night, man.
See you guys. Y'all be good.
That was C.J. Boyd, the principal at Cleveland County Middle School, and also the voice of the Cleveland County Tigers on the radio. We have the voice of TV24 Primetime Sports here with us now on the Dawson Strickland cam. Dawson, you called the game of the week tonight, a game that was close for a long time, but then turned into going behind the woodshed a little bit.
Well, Coach, it was a very close game early, but Anniston had a lot of penalties and a lot of mistakes there right at the beginning of the second half, and it really kind of killed them because their offense kind of got stuck in the mud. They never really got moving. It seemed like they would have one good drive and then two bad drives, which canceled out the good drive. And, Coach Jackson was not happy at halftime from what I could hear with his interview. And this Anniston team has really got to find their identity, and I feel like they still haven't found that yet. But then you go to the Jacksonville sideline, head coach Clint Smith has got to be ecstatic about what he saw from his offense and his defense, because his offensive line looked great, his defensive line looked great. All around, Jacksonville looked like a really good football team tonight.
No doubt about it. And so looking at some more scores, I want you to stay on with us. We'll look at some more scores. Me and you had our conversation, so we got to see who was right and who was wrong. I'm going to pick at you. If you miss some, you can also pick at me. All right, so going back to the Southern States Bank scoreboard, Sylvania comes in and beats Ohatchee 64-34. This was a close game that kind of got away from the Indians. I did pick the Indians. I seen y'all pointing at me. I did pick the Indians. The number 10 team in Class 3A goes down to, I think, a school that might be a little bit better than number 8. I think Sylvania is going to be tough to deal with in Class 3A this year.
Aiden Parham is a very good running back for Sylvania, and I haven't got to look at the stats or nothing yet, but I'm sure he had a big impact on this game. But the Ohatchee Indians are a very good football team, and I feel like if this game would have been at the Creek Bank, it would have been I'm not going to say Ohatchee would have won, but I think it would have been a really, really close ball game.
It was at the Creek Bank.
Oh, so it was. Okay, so it was at the Creek Bank. Sorry, I thought you said they went to Sylvania.
You're picking stuff. You don't even know where the game's
But
at.
nonetheless, Sylvania, really good football team, and I really do feel like Aiden Parham had a big impact on this game, and Ohatchee, they're going to bounce back. They've got a really good coach.
Austin, Jesse Baswell, we've seen what he's been able to do. He was our offensive player of the week this past week. But Ohatchee wants to run the football. So when you get behind, it makes it really difficult to run the football and get back in the ball game.
Yeah, that's a question I had for Mr. CJ on the phone, too, with the double wing. When you're running those heavy reliant on a run offense, when you get behind, it just makes it tougher. It gets you out of your comfort zone. You can no longer be one-dimensional. And everything you put all your effort into goes out the window when you're playing.
No doubt about it. Let's look at these highlights and see the Sylvania Rams and the Ohatchee Indians.
And Sylvania's won a bunch of big games this year so far, and for them to go into Ohatchee tonight and win that big,
no doubt about it. They beat Piedmont last week. They go into the Creek Bank, which has been a tough place to play, and win this football game. You see both teams. It's still a tough place to play. Ohatchee is 3-1 even after losing this ball game. There's your guy right there, Dawson. We saw what he was able to do last week. I think 48 carries.
48 carries is insane.
And so the definition of a workhorse. But Sylvania says, hey, we can also throw this thing all over the field. They pound the football with Parham and then keep sucking people in until they get to take the deep ball. You know how that is. Austin playing receiver, you keep pounding the football till them safeties come in, and you find a way to get open as a receiver.
That's right.
Is that Baswell right there?
That's what it looks like.
Baswell with the long run.
I mean, it was back and forth here. I mean, it wasn't like the score indicated at the end there.
Right there with a 2-point conversion. Great job right there. Like I said, this game was a 24-21 ball game at one point. I think Ohatchee might have even been up at one point in this ball game. Right there, you see it. It's a 14-14, 17-14 ball game at this point in the first half. And Baswell runs it again. So you can see just from these stats right here, just from these highlights alone, Jesse Baswell tried to do his job to keep the Ohatchee Indians in the ballgame, Austin.
Yeah, you can only do so much as one man, which I know that team, they play together as a team for sure, but you got to have some young guys, you got to have some other guys step up for sure.
That's another guy that's been playing well all year. So right now, Ohatchee's ahead, but just too much from the Sylvania Rams, just too much firepower on the ground, in the air. You got to sell out to stop the run. So here you see it's going to be 24-22 at halftime. Sylvania's going to be up. And so just too much firepower. Like we said, they go on to win 64-34, but the Ohatchee Indians are not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like right there before the half, you see Ohatchee have that long run for a touchdown. Inside 2 minutes going into halftime, and then right away they give up that score going into halftime. So all the momentum you just created is going. You got to play some defense behind them offensive scores.
No doubt about it. Going to the next score on the Southern Bank scoreboard, Westbrook Christian, Coach Steve Smith will be joining us later on.
Yeah, and they could have walked away from that game last week against Ohatchee with a win last week too. They got a little gutsy and went for 2 and ended up losing Ohatchee, but they could very easily be 3-0 going into this game. But they come away from this game against Glencoe, big win here, 56-34.
Also a mark of a guy, a very mature coach in Coach Steve Smith. respond and answer back. Geraldine, this game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Geraldine has been really good all year. Hokes Bluff is going to be tough to deal with. They continue to get better and better and better. 17-7. We've seen what Geraldine has done to Fife. We've seen what they did to Coosa Christian the first game of the year. We know that Geraldine's good. Hokes Bluff is getting better because I saw Southside dismantle them on Thursday night kickoff game that we covered, and I called. And they look like they didn't belong on the field. That is 2 weeks in a row. They won big last week, played one of the best teams, I think, a team that's got a chance to win the 3A North, and played well with them.
It's
tonight.
time right now to start winning ball games. I mean, 3 and 4 weeks into the year, you can be 1-2, you can be 1-3, but it's time to, and they're building and they're getting better week to week, and that's the main thing. But you got to start putting the wins in the win column, because now you're getting into region play. You got to make sure that you're getting better week to week to get those wins and hopefully earn a playoff spot.
No doubt about it. Going to the next. 40-34, a game that was a game for the ages. Randolph County beats Raglan 40-34, but I'm telling you, Raglan is going to be tough to deal with in Class 1A. They played an undefeated Randolph County team to a 1-score game. They also played a really good Vincent team to a 1-score game. They're going to be tough to deal with in Class 1A.
Yeah, I'm with you right there all the way. Pleasant Valley 3-0.
3-0,
Is this correct?
Coach Jonathan Nix, baby.
Yeah, they played Holly Pond that hasn't won yet, but for Pleasant Valley to be 3-0.
I don't care. I think we have some footage from this. Let's roll the video from this game at Holly Pond. All right, so
with the powder blue stripe too.
Look at white on white on white.
Look like SMU out there.
You see that? Listen, we're thankful that we got the footage sent.
Little wheel route.
Little wheel route out of the backfield.
To the field side. It's a great play call.
You see Holly Pond right here. Just keep stringing it out. Great defensive play right there.
I'll tell you what, though, Holly Pond stayed in this game.
They did.
I thought Pleasant Valley was going to.
It's always tough to go on the road, though. It's tough to go on the road in high school football. It's tough when you get out of your rhythm. But to be able to go to Holly Pond, and y'all two know, man, in high school football or in anything, a win's a win. There's no such thing as look at the double handoff right there. A great run, great hole opened up by the offensive line right there for the Pleasant Valley Raiders. But you know how it is, guys. Like, a win's a win. I don't care if it's ugly or not. There's no such thing as an ugly win.
No matter how you get it, as long as you get that W beside your name at the end of the game, that's all that matters.
You keep getting better. 3-0. Keep finding ways to win football games. Yeah. Hey, I know they got to be excited.
And if you're Holly Pond right there, that footage right there of a good special teams play, if you want to beat a team you ain't supposed to beat, make plays on special teams. Keep your team in it, and it takes pressure off of the offense and defense.
Good stop on the goal line there. Holly Pond tried to do the old jump pass, and Pleasant Valley played it perfect. Another good. You talk about special teams. Another good run on special teams here for the Pleasant Valley Raiders.
And head coach Jonathan Nix has got these guys rolling right now, and they look like they're ready to win some football games.
Yeah.
That was a bomb.
Wow.
Clark Hill right here with the field goal ends up being the difference in the ball game. Like we said, 15-14, Pleasant Valley over Holly Pond. The Pleasant Valley Raiders are 3-0 on the season.
I did hear that right. Wow. Congrats to Pleasant Valley. Keep building.
Let's go to the next score. Pisgah defeats Collinsville 66-13. I want to say I'm sorry to my guy Tanner Nelson and to the Collinsville Panthers. Moving on to the next score. Spring Garden gets back on the winning side of things. They defeat Victory Christian 41-7 tonight in the Garden.
Number 1, BB Comer goes to Rambert, and it's continued dominance for the Tigers. Them boys are absolutely motivated from last year, losing in that state championship game. They got a chip on their shoulder. As a team that dominated last year, they got a chip on their shoulder going into this year, and they go to Rambert and get a big win, 42-7.
I believe that next Thursday we're going to collaborate with WOTM and Vince out of Sylacauga, and we're going to carry the BB Comer and Vincent game next Thursday night. So Thursday night kickoff game is going to be a great Thursday night kickoff game between two really good teams next Thursday night. You can catch it right here on TV 24. Going to the next, Vincent beats Fayetteville 50-13. Vincent stays hot. The number 6 team in Class 2A continues to. So we're going to have probably a 1 versus 5 or 6 matchup next week on Thursday night. So you want to tune into that ball game.
You definitely don't want to miss that game.
I promise you want to see Kamari Harris play next week. He is a beast for the BB Comer Tigers.
I still think Comer wins that one big, by the way. Early prediction there.
You want to take a break?
I can go, dude. I can go without any breaks, but I know we
take a break. Gonna pay some bills.
To.
All right, we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we will have Steve Smith later on. We'll bring you more scores and highlights. It's been a good show so far. Hey, we're gonna be on till 12 tonight because we're starting at 10:30. We'll be back. We will be back on the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Hello, I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
Breast cancer. Those 2 words can change everything. Never Surrender is a local nonprofit that is dedicated to promoting the early detection of breast cancer by providing free mammograms to people that live in Etowah or Calhoun County, as well as providing financial or emotional support to anyone fighting breast cancer. If you or anyone you know needs a mammogram or support from Never Surrender, please call 211. You can also find us on Facebook and at www.neversurrenderbftc.org.
All right, we are back on the Coaches Show. I'm here with the delivery man who always delivers, Austin Campbell. This show is presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston. You see Dawson Strickland and the Dawson Strickland cam. We're going to go, I want to go the Pleasant Valley Raiders. You just saw 15-14 win, but also the Pleasant Valley Raiders band is unbelievable. They are our band of the week. We want to say congratulations to them. Not only is their football team playing great at 3-0, but their band sounded really good. They competed this past weekend at the band showcase at Jacksonville State University. We have some footage of that. And so if we have that, can we play the footage of Jacksonville State University? Right there, you can see the Jacksonville Body Shop Marching Band of the Week, the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Take a listen right here as they played at the Expo. Welcome back. Congratulations to Miss Jackson and the Pleasant Valley Raider Marching Band. They did an outstanding job at the Expo, and they did. Pleasant Valley is moving in the right direction. I honestly believe all of Calhoun County schools are moving in the right direction. I was able to go out to Weaver tonight. Great atmosphere there, especially for a team that struggled like they've been struggling. Yeah. So with that being said, let's go back to the Southern States Bank School Board. Let's look at some more scores, and I'm pretty sure we have some more highlights for you. The final at Donahoe, Lancefield, 48-0. Wadley. Wadley is really, really good. Do we have highlights of this game uploaded yet? I think we have them on the drive. Are they uploaded to watch? All right, we'll come back to you and have highlights from Wadley and Donahoe. Dex was at this game tonight, and so as soon as we get those highlights, we will bring it back to you. But all Wadley tonight. Wadley has a couple of guys on their team, though, that anybody would like to have. Frisco Robertson and also the Wilkes kid, unbelievable players for the Wadley.
They're getting it done week to week. They've been winning some big games as well. And Donahoe's on a skid right now. They got to get on the right track soon.
They've definitely got to get on the right
Winterboro
track
goes to TCC right here and wins big 35-8.
And Winterboro is another team that's just on the right track. Coach Mansfield's got them treading in the right direction, and I really like what he's doing down in Winterboro. I think they are a team that is going to be hard to beat later down the road.
I'm with you. Woodland goes to Thornsby and loses 6-35. Thornsby's 3-1 on the year, and Woodland's 1-3.
1-3. It's just a tough break for them there. As a team I don't know much about, but they look to be struggling early in the season.
Yeah, Galesville goes to Cedar Bluff, and Cedar Bluff wins big 42-12.
Cedar Bluff 2-2. Galesville struggling early 0-4, and Cedar Bluff looks to be finding their offense here. Is 42 points, a pretty good game for them to defeat Galesville 42-12.
Oh, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer. The number 10 team in Class 1A defeats Decatur Heritage 48-0. I know Coach Mark O'Brien has to be a happy character tonight after performing like that against a very, very good opponent.
Yeah, and after the start they didn't want to have to the season, for them to win 3 straight like that, the coach preaches to the players to stay in it, that it's a long season, and they've rattled off 3 straight wins.
Coach, we talked about that, though. We talked about how we thought that game was going to be close in the pregame show, and it looked like Coosa Christian hurt us, and I believe they wanted to blow that out of the water real quick.
Jacksonville Christian plays host to Victory Christian of Mississippi and wins huge 47-0. Jax Christian is 5-0 on the season.
They're looking good, too, early.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to be touched. They're looking good.
Jacksonville Christian, let me tell you a few highlights. They had a running clock in the whole second half. They won 47-0. 12 for 21 for 273 and 5 touchdowns was the stat line for the night for Noah Lee. Travis Barnhill, 4 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. Jesse Ganaway, 4 catches, 133 yards and 3 touchdowns. Have a night. Caleb Stallings, 2 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown, and 3 rushes for 19 yards and 2 touchdowns. Noah Lee continues to have a great year. Jacksonville Christian hitting on all cylinders, 5-0. They look like they have a chance to win the league that they play in. We'll be following them. Noah Lee, I'm telling you, 2026, the 2026, 2027, and 2028 class for Alabama is absolutely loaded. And so that does it for all the scores that we have at this point. Do we have any highlights on hand right now? All right, let's look at some Hewitt-Trussville highlights before we go to break from Husky Fast Network. They defeated Tuscaloosa County 47-0 tonight, I believe.
Floyd loads up down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver. It is caught.
Yes, sir. You had an inside dig right there from the slot guy that takes that safety down, and the post on the outside wide open for a touchdown.
Touchdown. Huskies. Jacob Serena.
Tell them what it was again. Dig brought the safety down.
Throws. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Serena.
Quarterback was walking to the celebration right there before the ball even got up. The
guy was wide open.
The Huskies are going to bring him down. They say the ball is loose. The Huskies
big boy touchdown. Big boy touchdown means big boy celebration.
With the club on his hand, too.
Touchdown. Huskies.
We want to thank the guys from Husky Fast for sending in their highlights from tonight. A big win for them. We're going to go to break. I know we should have Coach Steve Smith coming in here soon. And when we come back, we'll have more highlights, an interview with him, and we will look at our players of the week from last week and a few more things here on the Coaches Show, which stays on tonight till 12 o'clock midnight because we did not start till 10:30. So we still got plenty of time for highlights and scores right here with me, Austin, and Dawson. We'll be right back after this break.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Serving Calhoun County in the state of Alabama since 1994, offering some of the most competitive interest rates in the mortgage industry, along with a wide variety of mortgage products. We are with you throughout the home buying process, offering you service before and after the close. Fast, reliable, local. Visit us today or apply online at our website, jacksonmortgageco.com.
And you remember, if you need a home loan, call my daddy.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, presented to you by Team One Chevy of Gadsden. Tonight, Austin, me, and Buckethead and Gray Man went out and caught the game at. You already mad at me because I didn't bring you no food back. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. That burger was legit, man. That unbelievable.
Only thing that's keeping me from getting real mad is I had a burger for lunch. We ain't gonna talk about where I had it from, but yeah, 4 straight weeks you ain't brought me nothing. You say you love me, I ain't seen a whole lot of evidence.
Sorry.
You know
Just sorry. But you know, we like I said, 42-29, just a battle all night long from the Childersburg Tigers and the Weaver Bearcats. Yeah. I'm telling y'all, Weaver is 1-3, but they've been in every ball game that they've played. Coach Ken Kofer's doing a good job there. Let's look at some highlights before halftime. Right here, when we got here, Childersburg had just took the kickoff for a touchdown, and this was their 2-point conversion, which they did get. And then Weaver answers back right here with a good return of their own, was able to get outside, coming right at us. And then you get a big run right here.
Got to wrap up right there.
Got to wrap up.
It don't mean nothing if you're going to try to lay the wood and not bring your arms to tackle.
The bad thing about it is though they got way down in here, a good run, and had to settle for a field goal. You see held up short 3 plays in a row right there, had to settle for a field goal. You see the stands, you see the score, 14-12 at this point. They settled for a field goal. They had 3 downs to score inside the 5-yard line and couldn't get in. Yeah. Settled for the field goal. So now at this point, Weaver's up 15-14. You saw it right there.
Yeah, but coming away with points right there is still huge.
We talked about the quarterback for Childersburg the entire pregame show.
Some breakdown in coverage.
And Christopher Swain proved why we talked about him. Really good player. Breakdown in coverage. You saw the breakdown in coverage. That was actually what the final was. Some bad clock management right here at the end of the half. Childersburg had 2 timeouts and went to the half with 2 of them in their pocket, and that was the last play of the half. They were up 20-15 at halftime. Weaver was actually up in this game 29-26, and I think Childersburg scores 2 times unanswered, makes it 42-29. Yeah. But Weaver's playing, man.
Yeah, Weaver's playing. Childersburg has proven to be a better football team as well, and looks like to be a fourth-quarter team. Or a 4-quarter team, continue to add scores even after being held and being down for a lot of that game.
No doubt about it. I think do we have highlights from the Oxford Yellow Jackets as well? team we hadn't talked about, 4-0 now. A team that you're familiar with, Dawson. You called. They were one of our games of the week. Austin, you're familiar with them. We've talked about them a lot on our show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this week playing host to Huffman, I mean, there was a reason why they were the homecoming game. They were supposed to handle this game, and they did handle this game.
And when I was telling you about it on the pregame show, Coach. It was one of those things that Oxford needed to be more disciplined, is what I thought from what I've seen from them. And it looks like they cleaned it up against Huffman just a little bit by the way the scoreboard tells.
Huffman just has struggled offensively all year. I don't think they've scored any points offensively in the entire season. So when you're down and out and feeling tough about your season, if you've scored points, there's somebody who's had a tougher time than you have. They have not scored points, and I think they've only made it inside the 30 one time all year offensively before tonight. So it's been tough. You see Oxford right there with they have their light show as well. Really cool atmosphere. Oxford flying around defensively, it looks like. And
you say Oxford has a light show. What don't they have? You know what I'm saying? They got everything that you can have in this state.
You're not wrong. They like the new facility they just built. I promise you, it's got to be one.
I
of the
got guys at work calling it Oxford University.
Yeah, did they go to Oxford?
They did go to Oxford.
Everybody's not as humble as me. You got a bunch of people that are like that, and so. All right, so you see there, Oxford 52-0 over the Huffman Vikings. We can go. I think that was the first one. So if we want to go through the scores again for people that are just now tuning in, I think we have some more highlights. But looking at the scores, like we said, Oxford 52 and a slugfest. A basketball game, you can say, up and down the field. We had a couple of these your senior year. Y'all were scoring a lot of points, and I was getting up a lot of points. So we're used to being games. Austin, tell us the score for Gaston City.
Yeah, Gaston City wins this game 63-41. In a game like this, it's all about, for a defense, it's all about knowing that your offense is going to be there making the plays. You got to step up and eventually make the plays, and guess what Gaston City did tonight? And they proved to be the victors because of it.
A couple of stops is going to win you the ball game. Whoever comes up with those couple of stops.
That's right.
No doubt. All right, next game. Pell City, 24-16 over Center Point. Dawson, what do you think about that score?
Well, Rush Probst finally got the monkey off his back. I feel like that first win is always one of the hardest ones to get, and I really like, and not to mention to beat a Center Point team that was undefeated going into the night. And I really do think Rush Probst has got Pell City moving. I could say moving in the right direction, but I mean, they're 1-3, I know, but a win is a win. When you're at Pell City, they've struggled for many years. And
they are rolling trees, doing whatever. I don't know what their tradition is, but they are doing it in Pell City tonight. First region win, and I don't know how long. I know they didn't win a region win. They didn't have a region win last year, so a big win for the Pell City Panthers.
They've been very bad.
And they've had a tough schedule so far, too. I mean, they've had no easy games.
Well, what about this? What about you just get pummeled last week against one of the better teams in Class 6A, Clay Chalkville, and then you come back. You don't hide. You come out swinging. You don't get your face kicked in. You come out and you respond. And you win a football game tonight. Big deal for the Pell City Panthers. Going to the next game.
Huge win. Lincoln goes to Alexandria in a tight game. Alexandria, it would have been an absolute huge win for them. Lincoln holds them off, though, gets a 24-17 win over the Valley Cubs.
Austin, somebody called in and called you the Lincoln hater.
That's probably one of my buddies. I like Lincoln.
Based off your comment of Lincoln is spelled with 2 L's. It might be spelled with 2 L's, but they got a dub tonight in the Valley.
Yes.
Dawson, what do you think about that?
Well, it's been a rough go down in the Valley for the Valley Cubs, and they were winning this game. From what I heard, they had a chance to tie the ball game up on the 5-yard line and fumbled. They're right at the end of the ball game. It's just been a rough go. But
a great win for the Lincoln Golden Bears. Great win for the Lincoln Golden Bears. I mean, for them to go to Alexandria. I mean, yes, they're 0-4, but that's a rival. I mean, that's a. I mean, them kids, no kids over there in Alexandria. That's a big game for them. And so for them to go to Alexandria, I don't care that Alexandria is 0-4. That's a huge win for the Golden Bears.
Listen, are you being sarcastic?
I'm being serious.
All right, so Alexandria, though, it needs to be said, they've went through a lot of adversity.
Absolutely.
Some that nobody's really talking about.
Yeah.
They're going through a lot of adversity out there. And for Todd Ginn to have his guys ready to play and to come out and play as hard as they did, they're starting a bunch of 8th and 9th graders right now. For them to play as hard as they did, kudos to them. They're struggling
done.
right now, but if you got to keep the young group together and keep getting better, and this is going to pay off for them in a couple years.
I heard this game was very undisciplined, and for this game to be as close as it was for Alexandria, I heard they committed a lot of penalties, and also heard they found a few young guys that really stepped up for them, and that's big for this Alexandria team moving forward.
If you want to catch this game, catch some highlights, or catch the entire game, you can go to TV24, Lincoln Sports Network, and catch this entire game tonight on Facebook or YouTube. Going to the next score, the Southside Panthers stay hot. They're 3-1 with a lone loss to Gunnersville in the season opener. 35-21, winners of 3 in a row. I talked to Coach Justin Boehm. He said the backup quarterback went off tonight.
Yeah, see, and good teams find a way. Look, when those guys that aren't expected to play, like you're saying, the backup quarterback for back-to-back weeks has come in and stepped up, and the team's rallied around them. That defense for Southside, and I've played under Coach Bowen. And he's coached under some good defensive-minded guys. That Southside defense does nothing but improve. And this year, I think 21 points they just gave up to Springville is the most they've done all year. Great win for Southside to continue their winning ways this season.
He's coached under Coach Eric Firestone, which is one of the most underappreciated defensive coordinators in the state. He's the defensive coordinator now for the Gardendale Rockets, and unbelievable dude and a great defensive coach.
Every great coach, they don't just come up, they don't come. They're under the wing of a coach, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it.
And so that's who, Justin Bowen is. But that whole team, they're balling out this year. Congrats to them on another great win.
All right, going to the next score. 48-6. Elmore County is a tough place to play. Not this year, not for Central Clay County. The number 7 team in Class 5A. Go take care of business.
Well, Clay Central, they're a team that's been there and done that year in, year out, and they're expected to win. They're expected to go into these other tough environments and win those ball games. And Elmore County is an improved team this year, but the Vols proved to be the much better team. 48-6, dominant win over Elmore County. In Sylacauga, they stay on a little skid here.
They in the Valley.
In which they played Valley, and Valley's a great team. With their only loss coming to Hanley, correct?
Yeah, Hanley, a really good
Hanley
team.
is, in my opinion, a team to beat for a.
Think so?
In my opinion, you know what I'm saying.
You're entitled to your opinion.
That's right.
I like your opinion. They're a very good team. They are.
I'm just saying, but Valley.
People in Jackson, though, Montgomery
Yeah.
Catholic, some other places, they got something to say about that.
That's fine. We don't cover Montgomery Catholic though. Give me Hanley until they prove me wrong. But Sylacauga, they're 0-4, and they're another team that ain't gonna be really heavy on the moral victories. But they competed in this game. But Valley gets the win, 34-10. And Mumford plays,
Lions, baby. Mumford Lions.
Mumford plays host Talladega and gets a win as expected there. It's good for Mumford to get back on the winning track. 47-16, the Lions come out on top.
Kind of a tough one for you, though. Mumford, your alma mater. Talladega, your high school head football coach, Bill Smith, still struggling.
A lot of respect for Coach Bill Smith, and he takes on programs. He just left from Huffman before he went to Talladega, which Huffman got beat by Oxford tonight, and Coach Smith.
He went through a couple of years. The Mumford job was ready to win, and Fayette County is a good program. But other than that, every program that he's went to is a tough program. He was at Crossville, who canceled their program this year. Went to Shades Valley. They were awful. Turned that program around. Kept things rolling at Mumford. Did a good job in his 1 year at Fayette County, and ever since then he's been at tough. So a lot of his schools he takes on are tough.
Yeah, in my opinion, if you're a Talladega Tiger and you're wanting your football program to start heading in the right direction, Bill Smith's definitely a guy you want to have in there. Boaz goes to Cleveland County, and we talked to
CJ Boyd.
Yes, sir.
The voice of the Cleveland County
heard about
Tigers.
that. We heard about that environment, the new lights, the new turf field, which, as he said, and I agree with too, from playing there, and all, Cleveland County doesn't need all that to be special, but it definitely helps the environment. They're having a great season. They're 2-1, but Boaz proved to be the better team here tonight. 35-21, and they got behind, and them running the double wing is tough, as an offense to try to scratch and call back when you're behind and you're a run-heavy team like that.
No doubt about it. Going 41-0, the Hanley Tigers over the White Plains Wildcats. Hanley continues to dominate. I think it got they scored, called off the
Jumped on
Dogs.
them
There was a
pretty quick.
couple of White Plains kids that got hurt, so we're praying for them. I don't know any details, but I saw a post earlier, so praying
Yeah,
for
we had the
those
White
guys.
Plains Wildcats cheerleaders in here, and they did an outstanding job. Definitely the pride shows on every one of them young ladies in that young man's face.
No doubt about it.
Number 10, Anniston goes to number 7, Jacksonville in the TV24 Coaches Show Game of the Week. And it was a good game. We have Dawson Strickland in studio here. He was on the call for that game. Dawson, you got anything you want to add for this game right here, this score right here?
Well, I can tell you one thing. The Anniston Bulldogs just had really 2 crucial penalties. Killed the Anniston Bulldogs in a blocked punt. They were backed up in their own end zone, and the punt got blocked and gave Jacksonville a chance to score right before the half, which Jacksonville got the ball back in the beginning of the second half. And Anniston they were so up and down tonight, they just got to find their identity. But like I said, head coach Clint Smith has got to be pleased with the way with the Golden Eagles play tonight.
Jacksonville, their weapons were a lot to deal with. They have the best. Jim Ogle might be one of the most underrated guys. I mean, I know he gets hype around here, but as far as the state, one of the most underrated guys around the state. But you said it. Anniston had some costly penalties. It was 23 to 18 or something like that. Jacksonville's driving.
Well, then it was 30-24 right before the half, and they blocked the punt.
That was when it was 2018.
Yeah. Okay.
And well, first off, in the drive they scored to make it, and in that drive they had a personal foul, all that stuff to go up, and then when they come back, they have the block punt, and then they have more fouls on that. They had a personal foul that set up bad field position as well. So there were penalties that Anniston's going to have to eliminate to have a good chance. I mean, they still got talent, and they were in that ball game early on. They were in that ball game, and they're going to have to eliminate those penalties, though.
Well, it gets it, man. Jacksonville's a good team, and I do believe Anniston's going to be on the right track for it.
You see it there, 49-21. Cherokee County beats Aniana, and we have highlights of this game. Cornejo.
Jacob Cornejo is the real deal. Cornejo gonna go. That's all I got to say.
Though, we talked about fluff the entire time, but watch this throw right here early in this ball game by the Aniana Redskins.
Yeah, Aniana, they're another one of those teams that's expected to win, like we talked about with Clay Central. Those guys, it don't matter what kind of roster they have, they're expected to win. So Cherokee County definitely played a good team.
Right in the hole.
Yeah, slant. You got a slant route right there. You got to win. You got to beat your guy across his face right there, and the quarterback puts on the money.
But then you see that Cherokee
immediate
County
pressure.
Defense. Watch this right here, Cornejo.
So good.
That's a great. Hey, his jump cut is very underrated.
Ball security, get off me.
He does not go down on first contact.
He just. You see right here a big run right here by quarterback Carson Tittle.
Getting better every week.
Getting better every week. Showed some athleticism right there. A very big play from the young quarterback. Going to be a really good player, and is only going to get better. The more he gets comfortable with this run, look at that right there. With this running attack, they're going to be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of figures that they're going to come out of the north. I think that's kind of a given. But I don't know if people really believe they can play with the teams out of the south. But the better that Carson Tittle continues to get, the more dangerous they're going to be. There's that backup running back you were talking about as well. They have a two-headed monster there. They play really good defense. Their coach, he is all business. They're going to do things the right way, brings a lot of energy. They play just like he coaches. Cherokee County continues to get better, and that was a beatdown tonight at Cherokee County.
And with Jacob Cornejo in the backfield, if Carson Tittle keeps getting better, it's going to be tough. They're already tough to beat now. But with Carson Tittle getting better week in and week out, they're going to be one of the toughest teams to beat in the state. They're going to be good.
We got any more? Do we have any more highlights up there? We got Donahoe highlights. Like I said, Donahoe, tough night. The Wadley comes to town. Dex was there. And so let's look and see right here and check out these highlights from Donahoe. See a punt return here early.
Down there in the hill below the dome. Wadley,
that's that guy, Frisco Robertson.
Breaking tackles, cutting across the field.
That was one of Dex's dudes this past week on the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club.
And that's just speed. That's just getting to the edge, cutting up. and being faster than everybody else that's on the field.
I know, guys.
I mean, here you go, speed sweep the other way. I
This
wonder
is
what the
Wilkes
next play
kid right here. A tough run right there by
defensive play.
By them. A defensive play right here. Great interception right there for the Wadley. You'd like to have some, but when you know in the game and the score what it was, when we brought this on, you would expect a lot of Wadley highlights. Donahoe, though, let me say this about Donahoe. They have had a super tough schedule to start their year.
Yeah, they have. Playing up in classification. And
Yeah,
when
they
play
played
in
a
their
couple teams
classification.
up in classification.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about it. Weaver has played every game's been close. Pleasant Valley is undefeated. And then you play a Wadley team who's undefeated. Just really, really tough schedule for the Donahoe Falcons. So they need to here's what I need to say. Coach Satcher does a great job. They just need to keep moving, keep trusting the process. And once they get out of this just tough spot in their schedule, they're going to be tough to deal with. They still got a chance to make a playoff spot. They just got to get through this tough spot in their schedule.
Yeah, the tough schedule is
Raglan is Raglan is 3-1. Their only losses to number 6 in Class 2A.
Tough schedules are tough when it's happening, when you're in the midst of them. But when you come out on the back end of it, typically you see teams, improve and end up getting some wins in there right behind it.
No
Look
doubt
at the
about
big
it.
fella blocking downfield right there.
Like we said, a tough night for the Donahoe Falcons. I think the final on that one, what was it? 47-0 there in that one? 48-0. My bad. I don't want to leave a point off. 48-0. Wadley goes and takes care of business at Donahoe. We got Welborn highlights as well, don't we? Welborn, Coach Jeff Smith came in last week during their bye week, talked about getting back to Welborn Panther football. Let's look at the highlights. 60-34 win for Walter Welborn over the Beulah Bobcats. Just in case y'all are wondering, Dawson picked Beulah. And so the Weaver Panthers.
Thank you, Jeff
He
Smith.
was confused.
Thank you, Jeff Smith. Put my foot in the mouth. I appreciate it.
He thought he was
Your
fixing
foot
it.
stinks.
Hey man, I got to call Jeff Smith for many years on the radio, and I should have known better. When you give him a week to prepare, it will hurt you. Man,
Give him a full week off the loss.
At home, on the hill.
Yeah, I should have known better.
A week to kind of get back to their brand of football, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
There you go.
See
There's
a
the brand of
collision
football you're
there.
talking about.
They play an old school brand of football. You see Beulah right there. Beulah was trying to stay in it early. And as the game went along, Welborn just continued to kind of impress their will on them, which is something that can happen whenever you're playing against them. But you see Welborn right here.
Special teams.
See
special
Welborn right
teams,
here.
man.
Special teams
It's so
win.
huge
It can
in high
win
school
and
football.
lose you ball games. It is a part of the game. You better be good at it. But Welborn gets back to it right here. You see big old long run, but I love the pursuit right here, not giving up on the play. Guy comes from completely out of the camera angle and is able to stop them, stop Beulah from scoring there, and then Beulah ends up scoring anyway, but you love the effort right there from the Welborn Panthers. 60-34, the final there. Do we have any scores that we hadn't went over that we have had went final since we've been on tonight?
Yeah, and Welborn is one of those teams too. We talk about teams having schedules that are kind of tough to start off. They played Anniston in a tough game, and they played Ohatchee before that bye week. And that's another one of those teams that you're going to see wins start to come in for Welborn for sure, especially
doubt
a
about it.
well-coached team and a determined team.
All right, well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, hopefully Coach Steve Smith of the Westbrook Christian Warriors will be here soon. We'll have an interview with him, and we will finish out the scores and more highlights for you. When we come back on the Team 1 Chevy of Gaston, the Coaches Show, right here at TV24.
I'm Dudley Miller and my wife Val, and this is the staff at Cremation Services. Together, we have over 100 years experience in funeral service. To me, career longevity is an indication of a person's ability to extend grace and compassion and deal with the family in an honest, trustworthy, and decent manner. We ask that you consider us at Cremation Services of East Alabama in your time of loss.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
Welcome back. We are going to bring you the Hog of the Week in just a few minutes. That video with Coach Dawson Taylor and our Hog of the Week for this week. Do we have that video ready? All right, here we go. Our Hog of the Week is Dylan Mize of the Cleveland County Tigers.
Hi, I'm Dawson Taylor with TV24. We're here with this week's Hog of the Week, Dylan Mize of the Cleveland County Tigers. Going to ask him a few questions here, just kind of Dylan, Tigers off to a great 2-0 start. What's been the key to the Tigers' success so far going into the year?
Everybody coming together, everybody getting their head out of their butt, not being selfish, doing stuff.
Getting their
for the
head out of their
team.
butt.
So
I like it.
As long as we keep on doing that, we'll be all right.
I got you. And it starts with you guys up front on the line of scrimmage. You made the move this year from center down to the left tackle position. What's some of your favorite things about being on that offensive lineman? And tell us the difference between moving from center to the offensive tackle position.
There's a pretty good difference other than, the main. There's a lot of people on left and right. Instead, there's, only a good bit of people on your one side now, so it's a little bit different that way. Best part about being an O-lineman, though, being able to, dig into somebody, get them on the ground, body them, and do some swing moves on top of them.
I got you. The physicality.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So to get to Hog of the Week, you obviously got to be a big boy like mine. What's some of your favorite things to put in your body to keep you that size and keep your strength up?
Probably chicken wings. I'm gonna be honest with you, chicken wings are probably up top.
Chicken wings. So flat or drum? Drums all the way. We're here with the Hog of the Week, Dylan Mize. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Welcome back, Dylan Mize, a big boy for the Cleveland County Tigers. He's been a guy that started since he was a freshman. He dealt us fits when I was at White Plains. Very good player, 6 foot, 286 pounds, moved from center to tackle. A very good player for them. So looking at that, Austin, do you want to look at a few more scores? Do we want to run through the scores real quick before Coach Smith gets here? We'll run through them quickly. Me, you, and Dawson will knock these out, and I'll let you get the first one.
Yeah, number 10, Oxford plays host to Huffman on homecoming, and it is not spooled. Huge win, 52-0 over Huffman right here. Fort Payne goes to Gaston City in what Coach Tyree calls a basketball shootout, 63-41. The Titans come out on top.
Pell City gets their first win in the Rush Propst era with a 24-16 win over Centerpoint to make Centerpoint 3-1 on the season, the first loss of the season.
Yeah, Lincoln goes to the Valley and wins a big game here. Alexandria with some scrappy fight right here, a little bit more of like we're used to from them. But Lincoln comes away with a huge win. Go Bears.
Springville heads to Southside Gadsden, and they will not come away with the win. Southside Gadsden 3-1 win, a 35-21 win over Springville.
And the Vols go to Elmore County and continue their dominance, 48-6 on the road there.
Sylacauga goes to Valley and does not get their first win, 34-10 Valley over Sylacauga.
Yeah, Talladega comes to Mumford, and the Lions win big right here, 47-16.
Then you got Boaz goes to Cleveland County, and Boaz comes out on top, 35-21.
Hanley, one of the best teams in 4A, goes to White Plains and wins big, 41-0.
Anniston Jacksonville, I had the pleasure to call this game, and Jacksonville wins big, 52-24 over the Anniston Bulldogs.
And number 8, Aniana, goes into Warrior territory, and it wasn't a happy ending for them. 21-49, the Redskins go down to the Warriors.
Fultondale with a big win over Etowah, 48-9 in Etowah.
That one surprised me.
Yes. Yes, it did.
That one surprised me.
1-3, tough start.
Yeah, and Piedmont goes to Plainview and gets a win right here
couldn't get it done.
to put a win right here instead of being 0-3. They get a huge win right here, 24-13 over Plainview.
Hey, Buckethead said it was Miller time in the pregame show.
Jonathan Miller did get it done. Dadeville with a big win over Sachs. Sachs 0-4, 56-14. Dadeville. Sachs struggling early.
Yes. Beulah goes to Walter Wellborn. Sadly for them, after a bye week coming off a loss, and them boys got after it. 60-34, huge win over Beulah.
Childersburg with a big win over Weaver, 42-29. And Weaver 1-3, like the direction they're moving. But Childersburg 2-2, very good start of the season for Childersburg.
Yeah, for a close game for them to pull away there at the end. Number 8, Sylvania plays at number 10, Ohatchee, and Sylvania is a very good team. Ohatchee's a very good team. Ohatchee's had some big wins this year, including Walter Wellborn 2 weeks ago. But Sylvania, huge win here at the Creek Bank, 64-34.
Westbrook Christian head coach Steve Smith will be here in just a moment, and they won big 56-34 over Glencoe.
Yeah, and Hoax Bluff goes and makes it competitive against number 7, Geraldine, 17-7.
Ain't Geraldine strong this year?
Yes, they are. Randolph County takes down Raglan in a very good ball game. Randolph County 3-0, 40-34 win over Raglan.
And another 3-0 team here, the Raiders of Pleasant Valley, goes to Holly Pond. And it's not easy. You know, you think going into a school that's 0-3 that's going to be an easy win. No, Holly Pond played a pretty good game there, and Pleasant Valley is just glad to come away with a win.
Pisgah dismantles the number 4 defense in the state, Collinsville, and takes them down, the number 3 team, Pisgah, with a big win.
And Victory Christian, after winning against TCC last week, goes to Spring Garden. It's a little different story, 41-7. The Garden
Spring Garden gets back on the winning side. You knew they were going to get back.
Number 1, B.B. Comer head coach Adam Fawcett stays undefeated, 42-7 win over Ramburn at Ramburn. Big win for B.B. Comer.
Number 6, Vincent, 4-0. It's going to be a huge game next week. It's going to be right here on TV 24. They play Comer.
B.B. Comer and Vincent at B.B. Comer.
Yeah, it's at Comer. You don't want to miss that game. I'm not going to miss that game. I'll be streaming it from wherever I'm at because that's going to be a huge game. Vincent comes out with a win over Fayetteville right there.
Wadley keeps rolling to beat Donahoe 48-0. Wadley's the real deal, folks, if you haven't figured that out yet.
And Winterboro plays at TCC and gets a big win, 35-8. A little former coaches, Coach Scott Mansfield coaching against Tanner McBurnett at TCC, used to be on the same staff. But Mansfield comes out with a W. Shout out to Mr. McBurnett, Mr. Coach McBurnett.
Thorsby 35-6 over Woodland. Thorsby improves to 3-1.
Thorsby.
Well, Galesville goes to Cedar Bluff. I mispronounced that earlier, and that's on me. 12-42. Cedar Bluff comes out with a win now.
Coosa Christian dismantles Decatur Heritage and improved to 3-1. What a win for Coosa Christian.
Yeah,
we thought that game was going to be close.
And Coosa Christian
Jacksonville Christian 47-0 right there. Jacksonville Christian is serious this year. We talked about Noah Lee and the weapons that he has. 47-0.
High-powered, they call that Jacksonville Christian offense.
All right, and hey, listen, guys, our team of the week, I want to go ahead and announce it. Let me come back on set right here. Let's come off set. I'm trying to get ready for Steve Smith. Our team of the week, let me tell you, this team hadn't won a region game since October the 9th of 2020. October the 9th of 2020. Dawson, you were still in high school
No, I graduated 19. Get it right.
Either way, huge win.
The Pell City Panthers figured out a way to win a big, huge win. The Pell City Panthers are the game of the week.
And against a 3-0 Center Point, too.
A 3-0 Center Point.
Yeah.
A big win, a region win. Like I said, first region win since October the 9th of 2020. I'm going to do my best. Stephen Cruz is a guy who lives right here in the area. I'm going to do my best to have him on the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club and talk to him about getting that win. He's on staff at Pell City. So a big win. I would love to be able to talk to. Coach Rush Probst about it. But Coach Steve Smith is here. So if we can go, are we done with scores? Is that all the scores we have?
Yes.
Okay. We got all the scores. Awesome. And so I'm going to go over there and join him.
Yeah, great slate of games this week, Dawson. with teams like Pell City stepping in there and getting some big wins, and Alexandria battling back after being 0-3 and actually sticking their nose in there and battling tough. And the big game of the week where Jacksonville played host to Anniston.
Well, Rush Probst is
good to get
Yeah.
All of them were big.
He's been there, and they've had chances to win, and it's really good to see him get that first win out from under his belt. And then, I feel like more is going to keep coming.
Yeah, and to go ahead and preview a little of that next week's game, B.B. Comer and Vincent, that's going to be a huge game. But let's kick it over there to Coach Chandler Tyree.
I am here with no stranger to the area, Coach Steve Smith, formerly of the Piedmont Bulldogs, now with the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I know it's difficult being a coach, and especially, like you said, being all the way up in Gadsden, it's tough to get all the way here in time, but I appreciate you rushing down here to be on our show and join us tonight.
Appreciate you having me.
All right, so, Coach, your quarterbacks played really well all year. Last week, started slow, finished really strong. Right. This week, I thought y'all started stronger. Yeah. Just talk about the play of your quarterback, the Carroll kid, is that correct?
Yeah, Grayson Carroll. He's a senior and not real big in stature. He's only about 5'7", about 140, but he's got a huge heart, and he's done a great job leading our team to this point. We did get off to a better start. We've kind of started slow the last couple of weeks and been a pretty good second half team, but tonight we did start off better in the first half. I think we scored on like 5 of 6 possessions in the first half maybe, and Grayson was a big part, instrumental in what we were doing. I think he ran for 3 and threw 2 touchdowns tonight. So, our offense is a lot of it centered around the quarterback play, and he's getting better each week for us.
All right, tell me some other guys that may not be getting a whole lot of I know about Eric Kirkpatrick, one of your big offensive linemen. I saw him, and he stood out to me just watching in person when y'all played Spring Garden in the Jamboree to start out the year. He's a kid that's got a chance to be really good up front.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's a big guy, and got a great attitude, great kid. Just trying to work a little bit, trying to get him a little meaner.
Yes, sir.
That's always the thing. It seems to be you want to get those linemen,
no doubt,
play them a little bit rougher, a little meaner. And Eric's got a bright future in front of him. He's doing a good job. Aiden Brown is a senior on the offensive line, is one of our team captains. We mentioned Grayson Carroll. Ego Alabasi, one of our inside linebackers, is another captain, and then Cooper Greer is our 4th captain. And Cooper's had a big year for us receiving as a slot receiver, and he's got off to a great start.
Yes, sir.
In the backfield, Hunter Arnold, Drew Whittemore for us, Maximus Jones. Those guys have all played instrumental parts to our success thus far. And then Michael Mitchell and Brody Johnson are other 2 receivers on the offensive side. Wilson Sneed, another senior that we have on the offensive line. Those guys are providing some great leadership for us. And defensively, Noah Wright's been one of the guys that has kind of stood out for us this year, and he's our other inside linebacker. And Ben Morrison, a senior on the defensive front for us. Ethan Dafford, a senior in the secondary for us. Those guys have provided some great leadership.
No doubt about it. So you're in a new position, but still playing a lot of teams that you're familiar with from your time at Piedmont.
Right.
Kind of preview the rest. I know you don't have to name them all off,
Right.
but kind of preview some of the matchups that you have coming up the rest of the year.
Well, next Friday we go to Hoax Bluff, and that'll be a huge game.
Hoax Bluff's playing really well.
Hoax Bluff's playing well, and Coach Rob, I always give him a hard time. He's one of the biggest sandbaggers around. If you hear Coach Rob talk about it, they're not supposed to win a game.
Always.
But, they got a really, really good team. We watched them on film this past week. They played Glencoe last week in a big rivalry game, and they're very solid. It's probably the best Hoax Bluff team they've had in the last few years there. And you still got Piedmont coming up on the schedule. You still got Geraldine, Sylvania, and Plainview coming up on the schedule. So not any breaks in this region for sure. A lot of good teams, a lot of quality teams that are going to be, really good matchups. And we got to get better to be able to do our part, hang in those teams.
That's kind of what your teams always do, though. Y'all always progressively get better as the year goes on. What is something that you attribute to your teams always seeming to get better and kind of hitting that peak when they need to later on in the year?
We play a lot of guys. We do it a little differently than some people do. It's small school football, and it's very tempting to put 6, 7, 8 guys out there on both sides of the ball and play 100 snaps a game.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of the special teams. We've always tried to make an effort to play, 11 on offense, 11 on defense. And some people, do it differently, and that's perfectly fine. But I think that has a lot to do with our success later on in the year, is building some depth and developing some kids. And we play a full JV schedule. We play an 8-game JV schedule on Monday nights. Unlike a lot of folks will cancel the JV games. They just don't want to have to fool with it. I'm not a believer in that. I'm a big believer in playing those JV games, even if you are down due to some injuries or whatever. You find a way to play those games
Yes, sir.
and get those guys some live reps. And so I feel like, you know, the amount of playing time our guys get, either on Monday night or on Friday night, by us just playing on one side of the ball, it contributes to our success later on in the year.
No doubt about it. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, saw some pictures today of an unbelievable facility that y'all just built up there. Tell us a little bit about that facility.
Well, we know we're still putting the finishing touches on it, but I'm very grateful to everybody that's had a part in helping us construct what I think is the finest football facility in Northeast Alabama, and just unbelievable for a 3A school. It's got meeting rooms, weight room, coaches' offices, locker room, training room. It didn't cut any corners on anything. You know, it's really, really nice, and we hope to have everything functional in there in the next week or two, and maybe be able to do some type of showcase or open house on it and show off what we got. But I'm very proud of that. It's going to be a great facility for our kids. Boys and girls get to use, you know, the
Yes,
weight
sir.
room, and from a football standpoint, you just a football facility that's second to none. So very thankful for that.
All right. Well, I'm Chandler Tyree. I'm with Coach Steve Smith. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck
Yes,
the
sir.
rest of the year. I'm going to turn it back over to Dawson and Austin to close out the show. Make sure you remind them about the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock right here for that Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. And you want to be here for this game next week for the BB Comer and Vincent game. It's going to be a huge game. That was Coach Steve Smith, not just a legend in this area, but an Alabama State coach and legend. He's wanting to leave his mark there at Westbrook Christian as well.
A really big ball game as well.
Yeah, that's going to be it here from the Team 1 Chevy of Gaston studio. This is the Coach's Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tune in live tomorrow at 7 a.m. at Western Sizzling, the Saturday morning kickoff show.